Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. So, BFA has been out for a while, and it's about time that we checked out some of the new add-ons that have surfaced. So, today I'm going to run you through the new Battle for Azeroth specific add-ons that I use, as well as a current list of my favorite add-ons that cover a broad range of categories. And we're going to kick it off with the new Battle for Azeroth additions. First up, Azeroth Autopilot. This will be familiar to those of you who watch my leveling guide. It's basically Khans Legion, but it's updated to not be specific to the Legion expansion. Now, this add-on will give you the fastest route through zones in terms of experience per hour. It will automatically pick up quests, it will hand them in, it will talk to NPCs, and if you've got a bunch of alts to level with the same faction's continent, then I would really recommend using this add-on to speed up the process. Next, Azerite Tooltip, and yeah, man, wow, the usability of the Azerite system just sucks. I mean, come on, you look at your bag, you've got 10 items with text-heavy tooltips, and they're all very slightly different, and their icons pretty much all look the same. That's a bit rough. Well, this add-on does not fix how annoying the system is to use, but what it does do is it does show you the available traits on a bit of Azerite gear on the tooltip. This means that if you already know what your class's traits are, then you won't have to shift right-click on the Azerite gear to check out all of what's on the Azerite gear, so it's a minor usability increase to the Azerite system that I would recommend getting. Next up, Champion Commander. So this is Battle for Azeroth's version of the ever-popular Order Hall Commander, which itself was a evolution of Garrison Commander. What it will do is it will reduce the thought needed to do the mission table system by giving you more information and automatically formulating teams. Does it remove gameplay? Yes. Is that gameplay of any value at all? No. So is it a good thing? Absolutely. I recommend getting it. Next, Handynotes Battle for Azeroth. This is simple. It's the BFA plugin for Handynotes. It will populate the world map with locations of rare mobs and treasures, which, you know what's pretty nice to know generally, or specifically it's quite good if you want to hunt down rares for achievements and stuff like that. Next up, Easy Scrap. This is a fantastic add-on that makes using the scrapper a bit nicer. So it will display all the scrappable items that you have, which means that you're not going to have to poke around your bags for ages. It will queue them up, it will place them in the scrapper, it will hide items that you don't want to scrap, and it will let you keep on using the scrapper as well. All in all, it is quite useful if you're going to be using the scrapper a lot in this expansion. Next, World Quest Party. This is the best World Quest add-on for BFA, and it works well with the new BFA restrictions to group finding because basically it works differently in the back end. It can't piggyback off people who use other add-ons though, and it currently doesn't have a massive install base, and this is the type of add-on that really benefits from a network effect of people. So if we all were to download this and spread the word, it would give it a really good kickstart. Now this works really seamlessly with other, when other people are using it, and it's a fantastic experience. So I really recommend checking it out, spreading it to your guild, and soon enough we could make this the standard World Quest add-on. Now, World Quest Group Finder still does work, but it's stuck to using the pre-made finder, and therefore it comes up against a lot of the new restrictions, whereas World Quest Party takes War Mode and Connected Realms and Realms into account, and overall does offer a better experience when it works. We just need to get more people using it, and I for one have went ahead, downloaded it, and it's great. Okay, so with that done, we are now going to talk about the other add-ons that I use regularly, and we'll just kick it off with general usability add-ons. So first up, Add-on Control Panel. This is a must-have for anyone who uses add-ons in WoW. First of all, it is better than the regular add-on management UI, so that's pretty good. Second though, it lets you store sets of add-ons and then conveniently switch between them. This is brilliant if you, say, have a bunch of different add-ons for tanking and healing, or you just find yourself activating and deactivating add-ons quite a lot regularly. Now, I play around with add-ons loads out of interest, so having this to manage it all is just brilliant. Next up, Implied Target. This is a brilliant usability add-on that essentially bakes a bunch of functionality into your abilities in terms of how they do targeting, including setting up help, harm, and mouse over. So this is something that is kind of similar to what many healers will get through add-ons like Voodoo, but it's a bit more stripped down, which is quite nice. So as an example, if you're targeting an enemy but mousing over an ally and you press Holy Shock, well, you could use Implied Target to dictate whether you want to Holy Shock your target or to Holy Shock your mouse over. Now, you can use this to quickly have mouse over working with other things like, say, Paladin Blessings, Misdirects, and Taunts. The usefulness will depend on your class and spec, but if you do have use for it, I think it's really nice nice to use, though do note that if you want to have it work with ElvUI and Bartender, you will need another like plugin add-on, and that will all be linked. Next up, we've got Opie. This is a wonderful add-on. I've talked about it before, and it's just great because it gives you super easy to config radial menus. Now, you can set these up to show in a keybind, and what's great about how this works is that once you've developed the muscle memory, accessing anything on any of your radial things is just a matter of hitting the keybind and flicking your mouse in that direction. It is really nice and easy to use. You can even nest menus inside the slot of another menu and then scroll through it with your mouse wheel, which is pretty nifty. Now, this is quite handy for, say, putting your various UI panels onto it so that you can free up keys like C for abilities, or, you know, maybe putting all of your teleportation items or utilities in a radial menu. Really, there's loads of ways to use it, and I recommend playing around with it and seeing what you make. Next up, we've got LEATRIX Plus. This is a fantastic add-on that contains loads of small tweaks that just make the game a lot nicer. It can mute add-on errors, it can accept summons, accept reses, sell junk, auto-repair, block social spam like jewels and guild invites. It can modify your chat window, do WoW head links, show and hide various UI elements, enable max camera zoom, enable fast looting, which is amazing and everyone should check it out, and so much more. Basically, just check it out, look at the feature list, you'll almost certainly have something in it that interests you, and I think it's brilliant. Then next up, we've got XLoot. So XLoot is a loot window add-on that basically just provides a loot frame that I like a lot more than the default one. It also provides some nice group looting functionality and just visual options and filtering, and yeah, it's something that I love to use alongside the fast looting of LEATRIX Plus, and it really is amazing how quick that fast looting is. Next, DEJA character stats. This is a wonderful upgrade to the character window. It will show you more in the way of spec relevant stats. Effectively, it strips back the simplifications that Blizzard have done over the last few years to the character window. It will also display gear, item level, durability, and repair cost, as well as a few other things, and it's all customizable, so you can tailor the information on your class window to what your needs are. It's pretty damn great. Next up, dialogue keys. This is a really simple add-on that lets you select dialogue options with your keyboard rather than with your mouse. That's pretty much it. It's really simple, but it adds a bit of functionality that I like, so yeah, I recommend it. Next, MOVEANYTHING. MOVEANYTHING is a really useful add-on for customizing the positioning of various different things in your UI. That's really it. You type in /MA, you grab the anchors, you move them about. It's pretty granular and it can get a bit messy, but if you really want to sort of get into the guts of things and rearrange stuff, it's pretty much the thing to do. Next, we've got Angry World Quests. So Angry World Quests is my favorite World Quest add-on. It, for me, takes the place of World Quest Tracker and World Quest List. Why is that? Well, it blends seamlessly into the default UI quite nicely, and World Quest List and Tracker are both great add-ons, they're great picks, but personally I'm using this right now because I just think it's very aesthetically cohesive, and yeah, that's essentially what I'm using for World Quest, like tracking and stuff at the minute. Next up, we've got Immersion. Of course, you've heard about this one before. Immersion is hands down the best thing ever to be done for NPC interaction in WoW. It splits up text into manageable chunks, which greatly reduces the wall of text feeling that comes with NPC interactions in WoW, and that makes text more readable at a glance, and it's just fantastic for absorbing the game's story, and it also looks really pretty, so it's great. Next, let's talk about bags. So I use ADDIBAGS, though ARKINVENTORY is also a great option. Both of these make the bag frame a lot more usable, and they give you good sorting and filtering options, so I would really recommend using one of them instead of the default. Next, let's quickly talk about performance add-ons. So I use Big Wigs and Little Wigs for my boss mods. I then use Details for my damage meter. I use Angry Keystones for my Mythic Plus add-on, and I'm interested in Exorcist raid tools at the minute, but I don't really use it. And then Weak Auras is of course a stable that I use quite a lot, and there's a lot of utility Weak Auras and kind of more deep, like non-class specific things for Weak Auras that I do want to check out, probably in a future video, because it is a remarkably flexible add-on. And then finally, I just want to give a shout out to All the Things. This is great if you're a collector and you just want a clear visual representation of how much of your life has yet to be thrown away into the endless pit of World of Warcraft. So there you go, that's pretty much it when, you know, we look at the World of Warcraft add-ons that I use. All of these things for me make the game a bit more usable. They add a layer of convenience that helps to get me out of the UI and into the game. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And really for me, I feel that a good interface and good controls literally do make a game more fun at the end of the day. If a game has bad controls and a bad interface, on a review, it will be marked down. So putting effort into these things will literally make WoW more fun and yeah, just more fun for you to play. So that's it for this video. A big thank you to everyone for watching. Also, a massive thank you to everyone over on Patreon. Over on Patreon, you can get these guys. these are, yeah, this is the art for this month. It is really awesome, so you can check that out. And we also have vlogs behind the scenes and loads of stuff going on over there. So you can check out the Patreon, and a massive thank you to them. Their help is just unbelievably helpful when it comes to running the channel. So thanks to everyone for watching, and I will see you next time.